What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another weekly recap over here at the High Performance Trader, right? We've had a very eventful week, right? Last week, we ripped into all-time highs, right? And now this week, buyers cannot hold it, right? So I want to break down the price action this week that we took over on the Discord. You can see we were hugging that 1 hour 50 last week. And then this week, I think it was on a Wednesday pre-market, we snapped below it, and we've been seeing some selling there. Right, there's been a lot of market structure that has been really helping me this week with getting in and out of the market. You can see this chart kind of looks crazy right now, but it will make sense as we break down the trades that we took. Right, so once again, I encourage anybody that's with us, if you have any questions, if you want to break down any trades or any setups that you've took, feel free, chime in at any moment, but this is on YouTube, so beware. This will be getting posted for the world so that everybody can learn from it. Right, so first trade I want to break down, right, is Monday. Right, so Monday, you know, and before I break down any trade, it only makes sense to give it the context, right? Because if we're not looking at the context and the overall market conditions, the trades aren't going to make sense, right? That's my first step in every single trade that I take, is determine the market conditions, right? That's determining the trend. That's determining the EMA's larger time frame analysis, market structure, right? I need to see who's in control on an overall market trend basis, market structure basis, so that I can trade with the people in control of the market, right? I want to trade with the strength, right? So going into Monday, you're going to see this is what the 1 hour time frame looked like. My pre-market plan was I was bullish above this level right here, this 56124, right? So in my pre-market plan, I did not want to fight this, right? I did not want to fight this level, and look where I'm getting this. I'm literally getting this from Wednesday end of day, right? And I just made a YouTube video about this, but previous critical levels always hold tons of volume. They always hold great opportunity. Right, so if like you're struggling to see market structure, just check out your previous day levels. Right, your previous day levels are going to really help you determine who's in control and where, you know, price is probably going to gravitate. So that was my goal going into the day, right? And then my first trade I took this day was a loss right here, and I want to show you what happened. Right, so remember, I did not want to short the market below. Let me see here, this level. So I did not want to make any short play until price could get below 56134, right? That was in my pre-market plan. That was what my main goal was, right? And you can see basically what I'm doing here is going until price holds 56131, until buyers hold this level. I don't want to make a short play, right? And this is just basic markets. I'm using market structure here to determine a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario, right? So anything above 56131, I was gonna be looking for longs, right? And anything below that, I was gonna be looking for shorts, right? So very simple pre-market analysis, and then the bell goes off, and your boy makes the mistake of rushing the short play, right? So remember, 56131, that was my bearish below level. I did not want to short the market until we were below that, right? And buyers ripped up above pre-market high here. We came down and started playing with the 50 EMA, and this is where I got trigger happy, right? This is where I was like, oh, buyers failed at the highs, right? This is where we start telling ourselves all that bullshit that makes us break character. I'm going, oh, buyers failed at the highs. Okay. I really, you know, it makes sense for a short play down to end of day, right, for the gap fill. So I rushed, right? We broke below open print. We came up, retested open print. But notice here, the EMA cloud is green, right? We're closing above the 50. Even though this looks bearish, we're still closing above that 50. Right, we're literally, we haven't closed below it. I'm sure at one point this looked very bearish. I'm sure this whole candle was red, but that's not my criteria, right? And I already determined here I wasn't going to short the market until we were below 56131. And I want to highlight this to help everybody out there that's listening, either on YouTube or that's in the chat right now, right? Like, it's going to look good, right? And remember, just because it looks good to you, it means it looks good to everybody, right? So stick to your criteria, right? I broke 2 rules on this trade. It was a very short trade. I got stopped out quick. I didn't get hurt on this trade, but still, it was it was unneeded, right? If I followed my criteria properly here, that wouldn't have happened, right? And so, once again, fighting against the 50 and fighting against my critical level that was determined in pre-market that I did not want to short until we were below. So we took that trade, and it ended up being a loss. And then price rips up. And what I really want to point out here is just because this was a loss on a short play, right? When you take a trade and it goes against you, I want you to ask yourself, does this make sense to go in the other direction? And it did. I mean, look at this. 56131 was defended perfectly. Look at this. I mean, the buyer's holding the 50 extremely well. Right, they're holding the level we determined in pre-market that has significance, right? 56131, right? So yeah, I took this short and I got stomped out, but you can't let that. You can't just take the L. Ask yourself, what is this information giving me? How could this help me? Hold on one second. How can this help me determine my next move? Right? Sellers lost, buyers hold the 50. Price rips up, consolidates, beautiful spot to take the market long. Once you get the breakout above the high right here, targeting your previous day high level, right? Beautiful move, hugging PDH right there very well. Price rallies, right? And this was all-time high, right? So we ripped above all-time high here, and then we came back down below previous day high, right? And then we started to consolidate. Right, and then once again, right, like notice there's some signs here keeping me away from longs, right? We fell below the cloud. I'm not gonna say that's a massive sign of weakness, but it's not really my long criteria. And then we rip up into previous day high, right? And then this candle is rejecting the one before it, right? I love these as entry candles, right? When this wipes out the one before it, we've seen a lot of this week. That is I love taking those short. These are usually my short plays. A 2-minute works a little bit better. But price ripped back down. I really didn't want to long or short the market in this scenario until we were below that 50, right? Just like this trade over here that I took that went against me. I don't want to short until we're below that 50. I mean, I really don't like doing it. It's it's a very simple rule, but it's highly effective. I mean, look, once we broke below that 50, then it was a perfect short scenario, right? Drop below the 50, come up, retest the cloud, and now what I'm doing here is I'm going to use that market structure there right off 56315, right? We break, we come up, hit the cloud. This candle closes below the 50 in that short, stop above market structure. Right, you got to give it to that, and Friday we're gonna break down a trade that I took on QQQ. It was crazy, but market structure literally saved my life. Right, it always does. Like market structure is your lifesaver. Seriously. So just once again using market structure on the way up, using it on the way down, using that 50 to determine. Is a massive strength. So that was Monday. All right, now Tuesday. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. Tuesday was a bit trashy, if you ask me. The price action was it was just not really not really what I like, but that's the market. You know what I mean? You can't really let it beat you up. I took 2 trades this day and then stepped away from the computer, and honestly, that was a common theme this week for me. Right? I'm working on something new where we don't have to trade. Don't get me wrong, dude. I love making money in this game. It is important, But if the price action isn't serving me, I'm going to step away from the market, right? This was a really good example here. Price rallies here above pre-market high, right? And we get some pretty good consolidation here. I was looking here for longs targeting previous day high, right? This is really good. This is really good long criteria, right? This criteria makes me money, right? I love this setup. I'm not gonna not take it. We rip up and I long the market and I get stopped out of the position, right? And that's what I love about this strategy is it keeps your stops relatively good, right? If you get a pretty good entry like right around here at 563.15, I think is when I got long in the market. I get stomped out right here at 562.83, right? So not really, not getting killed. And then we break below the 50 here and we close, right? So this right here is telling me a lot. This is going, okay, Josh, flag going off, longs didn't hold, and now you're gonna get a short. Now you're getting a beautiful short criteria, coming up below the 50, and now we come up into this trade. Now there's a couple different ways to play this, right? So I'm below the 50. I got the cloud right here. Open print is up here at 56287. So if I short the market right here at 56243, which I did on this 50 EMA retest, I have to keep my stop at open print, right? Like, I don't have to do anything, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my stop there. It's up for debate. There's been scenarios where I pull the trigger on this. It works great. There's been scenarios where I go, oh no, I'm going to wait for the open print retest, and then you don't get it, right? There's, once again, I think me and Darren were talking about it last week. There's really no way of knowing certain things. You just need to make a judgment call. You need to go, okay, is this bullish or is this bearish? And I determine this bearish, especially after buyers lost open print up here. So I took the market short, stop above OP, and we come up, we retest open print, and sellers just couldn't hold it, right? And the thing is like, once again, this 50-50 perspective works amazing for me, right? It's like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a move in the opposite direction. Just didn't happen this day. It is what it is, right? You can see buyers took back the 50. Price started to rally up, and then at this point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be very selective with my next entry, because clearly the market is just being just a real pain in the ass right here. So I got my 2 minute out, and price then comes down right, like right here. I wanted along the market, but I'm like, nah, Josh, like, just be patient. You know what I mean? Just be patient. This is clearly all over the place. I don't know if there was news this day. I'm sure there probably was. And then price comes right into that 2 minute 50, and we start ripping up, and we blow past the top of this candle right here. So once we blow past that top, I'm in this long with my stop below this candle, right? So about a 40-cent stop on this candle, 50-cent stop. That's another thing, dude. This week, the volatility on these candles has been insane, dude. Like, I don't know if it's news or whatever's going on, but this week's candlestick, it's been nuts, right? So I mean, just understand that and play smaller size, right? Like we get used to playing a certain amount of contracts, XYZ. Just size down until you feel comfortable, right? And if you're doing better in these conditions, that's great. And ask yourself why. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, why am I trading so much better? It's probably because you're trusting your entries, you're trusting your strategy, and you're executing, right? And in these market conditions, it can either really make you hesitate, or it can make you do the opposite, right? And you pull that trigger. But yeah, this was a really good trade to the upside. I was able to get a really nice move right here. I was able to trim at the top, lock in that equation. I wanted previous day high, But, you know, I'm doing this thing where, you know, if I'm getting into a position and, you know, I'm up around 40 to 50% on this trade right here, if not more, I'm going to lock in profits on that, right? Like, I will scale out. You know, I've moved back to trading SPY and QQQ a little bit more than I used to. So that's something that, you know, I'm going to execute. I'm going to scale out of my position, right? It's a must, especially in these conditions on a day like this. I mean, look, price couldn't hit previous day high. It came back down. It was all over the place. This was just a trashy day, which then leads me to the next day right here. This day is really cool. But I couldn't trade this morning. So my daughter had kindergarten registration. So I wasn't able to trade the morning here on Wednesday. Because I was in a cafeteria with no service, right? So I couldn't make any moves. But I do want to highlight something on this day here. Check out this previous day low right here, this green demand zone. This played a vital role in throughout the week, right? You got 55961, right? Very important level right here. And buyers showed up right here, pushed price up. Now price sells off below it, right? So now this is weakness, right? We're in a demand zone. We have to be able to spot what weakness looks like, right? So demand, buyers, price comes in, weakness, right? So now this level is now looking weak. Price sells off below it. Price action was definitely a bit choppy on this day as well. I mean, look at this, dude. Once again, these candles have a range here of 87 cents, right? I mean, $1.20 right here. Just back, like, this is just fluctuating like crazy. So your entries need to be precise in a way, right? Your risk needs to be there. And looking back, I'm glad actually I did not trade this morning because it was just not much follow through there. So, which leads me to Thursday, right? So Thursday was a really cool day. I just made a video of this, and once again, I want to highlight this because in the pre-market plan on this day, 55960 was our critical level, right? So this level right here was either going to tell me longs above or shorts below, right? Like this is, you know, this is basic market structure 101. Oh, hold up. Real basic market structure 101 right here. If we could get bullish above this, I want to target previous day high, and then maybe this level right here, 56152. But if this level can't hold, I want to target previous day low, and then 55517. So that's my pre-market plan. Now, this is where market structure and context on that 1 hour time frame is going to save your life, because I wanted to long this, right? If you notice here, this is long criteria. I mean, we got open print, we got retest, we got failed sellers, right? That's what I call sellers failing, right? Sellers push price below, buyers take it. This is definitely long criteria, but I'm not trying to long into this supply zone, right? That's like, it's as simple as that. You know, this is a 1 hour break and retest. We failed at the highs, right? So the market looked like this on the 1 hour, and look at that 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. It's disgusting. It is disgusting how well price respected it. And I'm sure come Monday, we're going to get a retest over here at the 50. And whoever defends that, right? Buyers take that, we're going to rally. Sellers take that, we're going to sink. Right? Like that 1 hour 50, like beware. Because price will rip into this. And it will be bullish criteria. Right? It will look beautiful. Just like this. It's going to tempt you. And you're going to have to just go, nah, I don't want to take that. I don't want to fight that 1 hour. And then look, I mean, once this started to sell off, there was a couple different ways you could have played this. I really wanted to talk about this. So say going back, with the information you have now, right? And you go, okay, this looks like great long criteria, right? But now that we've discussed that the 1 hour is bearish, we don't want to fight it, right? What would it take for you to short this, right? I mean, it's not an easy short play because you got a predefined risk. You know, I'm not the type that likes to trade breakouts below the 50. So I missed all of this. I missed all of this right here. I did not trade any of this. I couldn't get in this. I'm sure looking back on the 2 minute, we probably could find an entry, but I didn't trade any of this. Instead, I was like, okay, that 1 hour bearish chart pattern has been confirmed. So since it's been confirmed, I'm now short biased, going, how can I get down to 55517, right? Like, how can I capture that move? And price rips up into this low of day, this previous low of day area right here. And it was just really clutch how, like, I want you guys to get in the habit of starting to notice these real big pullbacks. Like, these look scary, but anytime these, like, I mean, what is this? This is from 55566. This pullback right here into the cloud is literally a $2 move. It's a $2 pullback in 10 minutes, right? That's a very violent pullback, right? Like, the better you can get at understanding that's just a bluff, the easier it's going to be for you to enter in short once sellers come in. And I'm going to show you what I was looking at. So we get that pullback, and this is where the 2 minutes going to really help you too. We get that pullback, and now we're coming into previous day low. So in my mind, I'm going, this kind of looks bullish. Inverse head and shoulders, you can call it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I was like, for me to go bullish here, this candle needs to wipe out this candle. And I still want to enter long on that. But that would keep me from playing short. But what do I need to see to understand these buyers don't have it? I need to see price push below this candle, right? If price can push below this candle, this green candle, remember, we're always looking for green candles to be ignored in bearish scenarios. And on the flip side, we're looking for red candles to be ignored in bullish scenarios, right? So I'm looking for this little sweet spot here to be owned by sellers. That's exactly what happened. Once we broke below it, that would be a great short entry right there with your stop above the green, this little green candle, right? And that right there would get you in the market targeting your 55517 and below, right? So you know, that's what I like to do is go, what do I need to see to understand buyers are losing this, right? And it's just, you know, this candle blowing out previous day low. Will get you in that for a phenomenal entry short. I also caught, what is this right here, on the 5 minute. Where is it? So then, you know, now price is coming up. I'm looking for it to come retest the 50, and we couldn't get the 50, right? We couldn't touch the 50. And then sellers started to come in. Market looks something like this. So I forgot what my downside targets were. But I want to show you more the entry on this trade. Right? So we got low of day. Now we break bullish structure right here at 55360. Right? We snap that. We come up. We retest the cloud. And now this candle wipes out the green candle. I'm in this short around 553, right? And, you know, I used to not take these trades because of how close low of day was, right? I used to be like, I'm not going to take this because low of day is right there. What if buyers show up, right? Like, that's the way I used to view it. So then I wouldn't take it, and then I would miss another setup. So now the way I look at it is I go, what kind of story is this day painting? Right? If price was going to break low of day, would today be the day? Right? Like, if that makes any sense. Look at how, right? Look at this 55517 level. We snap below this, right? Very bearish. Now we come up, we try to retest it. We don't get it. But know what we do get? The 1 hour 9 DEMA, right? Notice price rips right into it and sellers show up and we start to reject the EMA cloud on the 1 hour as well. So in my mind, I'm going, if price is going to snap low of day, this is the day it would, right? And now with that context, I'm now going to be okay with entering short here with my stop above market structure, right? About 60 cents away. And I'm going to target low a day and below. So that was a trade I took right there. It was a really good trade. Caught it down all the way down below low of day. Exited the position down here on this candle because my downside target was still very far away. And then I was willing to get back into the market, which I did on this candle right here, and catch a nice little scalp on these couple candles, right? So just learn, and I mean, look at that low of day retest, right? Like, you know, comes down below low of day. And look at the pullbacks on these. I mean, even this, dude, like it was just snagging. It was literally just grabbing everyone's stops here, right? So these days are hard. These conditions are not easy to trade. You have to fully commit to certain pullbacks, or you need to just lock your profits in when they're there. So that was Thursday, and now let's get into Friday. Friday, it was funny. We were live, and the price action was just all over the place. And then literally, as price is rejecting the 50, I'm like, oh, this would be a great spot for a short play, and I don't take it. I'm like, this right here would be a great short play, but I'm going to hold off. I talked myself out of it because the candles or whatever my excuse was, right? I talked myself out of a beautiful short play right here, and then price sold off. So, you know, once again, you could be frustrated, or you could adapt to the scenario and go, okay, you know, you missed a short play. What's next? I'm like, conditions are very bearish, but we're coming into PDL, and just like the day before it, or the trade before it, or no, my first trade was on QQQ. So you're going to see over here on Qs, we fell way below open print. We come up, we retest open print, and we retest the 50. I mean, dude, look at this. This right here, like, you cannot even make this up. We retest open print. So in my mind, I'm going, we're either going to rally above this if buyers hold open print, or if sellers take it, where can I get in short? So sellers take open print. We fall down below this candle. We come up. We retest the cloud. So now I'm in the market short here, and my stop's got to be outside of the cloud, right? And I mean, I had a drawdown on this candle right here, but then sellers came right in, right? Just holding that. And it's so crazy how trading with EMAs has kept me away from such garbage trades, right? Like, you know, on a day like this, when sellers are controlling that 50, they're controlling the EMA cloud, they're controlling the critical levels. Like, for me to long the market on a day like this is, I would literally need to see something insane, right? Like, unless those EMA clouds change and those 50s get took, I'm not long in the market, right? And days like this, it really helps. I mean, once again, we're right next to low of day. We got previous day low right there. I'm not letting that scare me. I'm going, dude, if we were going to break low of day, would today be the day? And absolutely. I mean, look, it was just extremely bearish. Caught a really nice move to the downside there on Qs. And then on SPY, it was another later in the day short play here, but it was off previous day low, right? So notice here, buyers try to take previous day low. We get a very strong pullback here. Once again, I can't be bullish until we take that 50, right? And then sellers push price below previous day low, and then we come up, we get a beautiful little retest of that cloud, and then once this candle wipes out the bottom of this candle, I'm in this trade short. My stop is above this candle, and I'm targeting my downside target of 54832, and